You're listening to the Common Fan Podcast, a Husker football podcast for the common fan by the common fan.
Welcome back to the Common Fan Podcast. I am TJ Burkle, as always, alongside Matty Owens Sr. and Geoff in Lincoln. Huskers manhandle UCLA for a 28-21 victory at the Rose Bowl. That was one of those games, guys, it really wasn't as close as the final score indicated. I'm going to go. Right. I'm going to go that far. I'm going to say that.
You should go that far.
Yeah. Really dominant win. I mean, the Huskers dominated most of the game, and I will say I was there in the house. We'll talk about that. I'm like 15 minutes home from the road from sunny Pasadena, and it was lovely. I honestly, and this as someone, as you guys know, who's manic and who always fears the worst and who remembers every gut punch loss of the last 20 years, I was in that stadium and I was like, "There's no way we're losing this game." I was not concerned in the least.
You shouldn't have been.
Really?
It looked really,
I was going to say, you don't look convinced, Matt.
Yeah.
Yes, really.
I'm not.
Well,
I don't know.
You should be.
The stadium was very, very red, TJ. You should have felt comfortable. I felt like the Huskers had a pretty good show, at least from television. It looked like Husker fans from near and far dominated the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I would say it felt like probably half, maybe quite a little short of half. But I read, I think Sipple suggested there were 25,000 Husker fans there. Another thing I read was that there were like 42 or 44,000 total and change, somewhere in there, and that Husker fans. I was between 20 and 25,000 Husker fans.
So ballpark 20, crap. Yeah. I mean, good Lord. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's funny though, because like early on after I met my wife, she was like, you Husker fans like to talk about how well they travel. Like they talk about that a lot. And so it's been like a running joke for almost 15 years of marriage. But sure enough, I'm in the concession line and the Nebraska fans behind me are talking about how well Nebraska fans travel. And I texted my wife and I was like, "You'll be shocked to know that this conversation is happening behind me."
Yes.
But we do. We're the best fans of college football and we're not going to apologize for it.
No. That's right. What we do.
Exactly. All right, boys. Hey. You guys know, the common fans know, game day isn't complete without delicious Nebraska beef. And if you really want to upgrade your spread this season, Oak Barn Beef has got you covered. They ship premium Nebraska-raised beef straight from their family farm to your front door. Steaks, roasts, ground beef, you name it. Order online at oakbarnbeef.com and make every tailgate or watch party a little more memorable. Let's jump right into corn cobs, guys, because I think sometimes this is the case in games and sometimes it's not, but like this game in particular was the tale of some really spectacular individual performances. Yeah. And so we'll talk about this in corn cobs, but the TJ Lateef coming out party, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nobody knew. I kept total dad joke situation, but people kept yelling for TJ in the stands. And I kept saying to my boys, like, all these people are cheering for me. It feels so great. And
right, son.
Thanks for laughing. Thanks for laughing heartily at that, Matt. Yeah, thank you. And then Emmett Johnson just continues to be like, he continues to top he's so incredible and so good, and he continues to like put together these incredible performances, and then he like one-ups himself the next game.
Right. Yeah.
Emmett, like he just keeps getting better. He seems to get stronger and faster and better as the season goes on. So we'll talk about the whole game, but this was really, I think, the story of TJ and Emmett in particular. So let's do corn cobs. Geoff, why don't you start us off, Jeff?
Okay, I will start.
Oh, hold on. Let me do the ad read first. The Corn Cob segment is, of course, brought to you by the Nebraska Farm Bureau, the largest agricultural organization in the state with more than 56,000 members. For over a century, Farm Bureau has supported Nebraska's farm and ranch families, but their impact stretches far beyond the field. They grow leaders, amplify voices at the Capitol, and strengthen communities across our state. Agriculture is the backbone of Nebraska. When it thrives, we all thrive. Join Nebraska Farm Bureau today at nefb.org. All All right, Jeffrey, you've been talking about TJ Lateef all season long. I'm not going to give you any credit for anything.
Yeah. You can stop. You can stop right there. You can stop right there. Okay. Don't try and backtrack now. I'm not asking for the world here. I'm just asking for you and all of the common fans to just politely bend the knee and say that I was right and you all were wrong, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm an excellent college football analyst. Can we all
be
agree?
no knee
no
bending.
one
There'll be no
will
knee
do that.
bending.
Say that. No one will do that. No.
No.
That's
No rational person agreed with you, Jeff.
I knew exactly. I knew it all along. I said it in the text thread last night. I said, well. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? If you have the threat of the run, the passing game opens up and you can do a ton of different things with this offense. So yes, TJ Lateef is definitely getting the corn cob from yours truly today. TJ, not this TJ, not that dad joke. The TJ Lateef. I've had your back since day one. I'm proud of you. It was awesome. It was incredible to see what he could do with a week's worth of practice and maybe some play calling that was tailored to his specific abilities, most notably being able to run the ball if we needed to, if there was nobody open. It was awesome. It was great to see. Super cool to know that with that type of weapon, it can completely revamp and change the offense. I'm not going to lie, guys. The offense looked the best it's ever looked, in my opinion, in this game with him under center and just how they performed and what they were capable of doing. So
the best ever, better than 1995, like that.
No, this season, Whites guy, this season. So I'm happy. I'm excited. That was really cool. He gets the corn cob, obviously, from me. I'm going to give myself an honorary corn cob as well for saying all these things. I gave myself one. Thank you. Thank you. I'm leaving now. We'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.
That's against the rules.
That's immediately overruled by both Matt and
thank you. And
the board. Enough. And the board. Yeah. Fine. You should go. You can go.
See ya.
I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. In the stadium, Lateef takes the first snap, scampers for 14 yards and a first down. And that, the juice was already pretty good. Like, the vibes were high in the Rose Bowl. And then we won the toss, deferred, got the 3 and out. And then we get the ball, and Lateef, first play, runs for a 14-yard first down. That just injected this shot of energy into the crowd. I mean, Husker fans, we love us some running quarterbacks, if nothing else, right?
Oh, yeah.
And look, okay, Lateef looked awesome. It did seem to unlock some stuff for the offense. He's got a big opportunity at Penn State in 2 weeks. He's got a big opportunity against Iowa. He's got a big opportunity in the bowl game. We'll have the conversation, I think, at some point about where Nebraska goes with two at worst competent quarterbacks, at best very good quarterbacks. I think it's going to lean toward 2 very good quarterbacks. But really exciting to see he was ready for prime time.
Yeah,
really exciting to see what the offense can do without him. And I texted the group. It's not a reflection on Dylan at all, in terms of Dylan's tough. He's got a skill set, he's got a skill set that he's very good at what he does. But the element of a quarterback who can run, especially in the college game, is such a difference maker for any team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it really seemed to I've really opened things up for Nebraska.
Definitely.
Offense.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm sure we'll talk more about that as the episode goes on. Matty-O, what do you got for your corn cob?
You guys went the 2 obvious ones. I'm going
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, sorry.
You know what I'm going to say.
You know what I'm going to say. I know. Well, yeah. Everybody knows what you're going to say. So I'm going to let you cap it off with our hero. I'm going defense, and granted, we know we've talked about the run defense is not getting fixed this year. That's still apparent. Although they did pretty good on traditional running plays, and let's put that out there. Where they got hurt was Nico just being Nico and making plays. If he isn't, doesn't have the ability that he has, we win by even more. I think maybe 3 touchdowns. But I'm going defense, and I'm going to a young guy that I brought up here in the last week or two, talking about how young our D-line is. Keona Davis played what I thought was his best game as a Husker. He had a sack. Unfortunately, they scored on the next play after that, but it was a nice sack. He had a pass deflection, and he had 7 tackles. I think going into the game, he had only 7 or 8 on the season. So 7 total tackles. The guy played out of his mind. He's a West Coast guy. I think he's from Tucson. So he's a little closer to home. Maybe had some family there, but he really played out of his mind. And it's fun to see that, because we've seen flashes from Willie Winery. So now it's fun to see the other young guy make some plays. And then you're thinking, oh my God, like the next couple of years, they're going to be pretty good. And we're going to need them to be good. So that was fun to see. I love the D lineman, as you guys know. So Keona Davis, Corn Cob.
The smugness there, by the way. We took the obvious ones, TJ. We took the obvious ones. Matt's smarter than us. We took the easy, obvious ones. Right?
Okay, Mister. I've been saying TJ Lateef all year long, Mr. Smug. Call me Smug.
Yeah, I mean, when was it the George W. Bush's first term that the last time we stopped a running quarterback?
Yeah,
or maybe the Clinton administration.
I don't know if this ever happened.
Was it Solich? Was it Osborne? I mean, it just and look, we know from having running quarterbacks, it's really hard to defend, and that's why there's such value in it. There were several times where we had him dead to rights.
Yeah,
right? And it was
totally.
And then he somehow pops out of the mess of the pile.
Yeah.
And then it felt like 15 yards to run every time.
I was going to say, TJ, it felt like we would have him dead to rights, and it wasn't like he was getting out of it and then we'd bring him down after that, where he'd get a couple yards. You would go for 15 to 20 every time after we stopped in the back.
Well, and part of that, we talked about, one of our buddies texted us on our thread last night, our open field tackling needs some work. Like when a guy's got a full head of steam, and I don't know if it's angles or what, it seems like sometimes we get in the habit of just diving at guys instead of running through them through contact. So again, the run defense needs work. The open field tackling needs work. But when they're making enough stops to get wins, we can't complain too much. But I'd like it to be a little bit, usually you'd like your defense to be flipped. The pass defense is elite and so good.
Yeah, right.
Like you'd kind of almost rather have it be like our pass defense sucks, but our run defense is top 10. Right. So I don't know. I mean, if you could balance those out a little bit, they'd be pretty damn special.
Yeah, no, that's right. And here's the thing, they're tough, they're physical. I mean, JW, our buddy JW in the high school text chain texted after that first drive, man, they really hit Iamaleava hard that drive. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I don't think he can keep it up, the rest of the game if he keeps getting hit this hard. And Rule said the exact, hats off to JW, because Rule said the same thing in the post-game press conference. He said, we knocked him down a lot on that first drive, and I didn't think he could keep getting up. And he did. And so, I mean, credit to, that kid's, despite the fact that, he's known as a holdout who wanted more money and whatever, Tennessee or whatever situation.
But he can play.
He's a baller. He's a gamer. Yeah. He's a gamer.
What school was he at before he went to UCLA?
Tennessee.
You want another dad joke? I thought about this last night when I was watching the game. I am Leva, Tennessee, as he left them. I am Leva, Tennessee.
You're like
I am Leva.
10 months late on that joke.
Yeah, I think
about 10 months.
I think that joke has been made.
I thought it was so smart.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That joke has been made.
I think I even said that on the podcast.
You did not. Don't you try and take credit for my jokes, Emmo. Don't you dare. You're ruining my joke.
You're ruining my joke. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Tim Brando would have loved that, Jeff.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah, he would. He does.
He was on one last night with his different pronunciations of Nico's last name.
Was he?
Yeah, I am gonna love ya. I am gonna love ya. How do you do?
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, glad friend of the program, Tim Brando, was on
the call.
Always
good to hear his voice.
Yeah. So I'll go. I mean, Emmett Johnson, he ran for 129 yards. He had 103 receiving yards. He had 3 touchdowns on the night. He's putting together an absolutely incredible season. There was some chatter. I mean, I know it was Will Compton, who's a Husker homer, but there were some others on Twitter who I have no idea who they were. Maybe they're also Husker homers, basically saying he needs to be getting more national attention.
Yeah.
He needs to be in the Heisman conversation. Look, guys, I am wrong often. Okay. On many fronts. but we as a podcast said before the 2024 season that Emmett was the best back on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I said going into this season, I predicted he was going to have the best season of a Nebraska running back since Amir Abdullah. I think this season he's having is better than Amir Abdullah in 2014, partially because we need him to be better than Amir Abdullah in 2014, right? But he's having such an unbelievable season. And I wrote about this, but I'm curious what you guys think. I mean, the sort of standard refrain from the Nebraska sports media is that he's playing himself into like a mid-round NFL draft pick, and we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a world in which he could be convinced that if he comes back, they're paying, we could pay players now.
Yeah.
They'll probably pay him whatever he wants, probably more than he would make in his freshman or in his rookie year in the NFL. Maybe not more, more than he could make over a lifetime in the NFL, but maybe more than he could make in his rookie year. They could pay him a lot, and he'd be a front runner, not the front runner, but a front runner in the Heisman conversation. Is there a world in which he comes back under the, I feel like everybody's just assuming he's going to be out. He's going to be out for the NFL.
No, I think there's definitely a world where he would come back. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you said it right there. That's your answer. Money. Like, you can pay these kids money now, and in some cases pay them more than what they would get on their rookie contract in the NFL. And we got an open checkbook. So, I mean, back in the day, it was, if I want to advance my career and make money, I got to go to the NFL. That's not the case anymore. You can advance your career and make money in NCAA college football. So, yeah, there's definitely a world where he would stay. Now, how much is that going to cost? That's a completely different discussion. But yes, I fully believe that we could get him to stay.
Yeah.
Well, he could. I'm not an expert on NFL rookie signing bonuses and all those things, but he could potentially make himself millions more by staying and getting drafted higher than mid-round.
Well, that's a good point too. Mm-hmm. Like that first year bonus is all based on where you get drafted. And that's a potentially big factor too. I don't want to it feels like he should have been more prominently featured in the offense last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels like it feels like we need more Emmett. We need more Emmett in our lives.
We're just getting a taste.
Yeah.
We're just getting a taste right now.
Yeah.
Come on.
We need more Emmett.
Guys, I mean, that screen pass, I don't know what it looked like in stadium general, but it looked like they should have had him at, I don't know, between 20 and 30 yard line. And he just popped through.
Yes.
Eckler talks about the return game and running through the smoke. And there was 3 or 4 UCLA defenders right there. They're they're going to get him or run him out right there. And he just kept running. He ran right through it. He just got right by him.
Yep. It felt like in the stadium, it was going to be a good play, a solid play, but it felt like he should have been tackled about 5 times.
Yeah.
I rewatched it. It was on Twitter. I was all over after the game. And it was it looked like there was maybe one guy with a legitimate shot that he kind of broke that tackle, and some others who maybe weren't, they were kind of there, but not as close. But that was so huge. And again, let's say this too, guys, since we're on this topic. This was, so going back, starting with the Northwestern game, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, the O-line's picking it up.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, if the O-line had been blocking this way all year long, the narrative wouldn't be out there that they're a problem. Right. I don't know that they're dominant. I don't know that they're, in the conversation, they're not in the conversation for best O-line in the country or best O-line in the conference even. But I think Dillon was only sacked once against Northwestern, once against USC, which was, of course,
the big one.
Critical. Yeah. But so that sucked. And I don't think Lateef was sacked last night.
No sacks. Was he? No sacks.
And on top of that, I noticed this in the stadium for the Northwestern game and in the stadium last night at UCLA, huge holes for Emmett to run through.
Yeah. The run blocking I thought was really good. The total yards rushing don't reflect that, I don't think.
Okay.
But I thought there was a couple of plays and I looked at Matty Jr. and I'm like, the O-line is just mauling them. like mauling them.
Right. And it's interesting because like at the end of the game, it's always, you look up and Emmett, the team has like 130 yards rushing or 150 yards rushing, and Emmett has all but 20 or 30 of them or whatever. And so it's like it feels like it should be more, but at least in the last 3 games, it hasn't been for a lack of execution by the O-line.
Right.
One thing I noticed too, he is elusive. Like that's the one thing. Like Janie, when we were watching, she was like, I can't remember what play it was, but he was just back and forth juking people out of their freaking shoes. And I think Janie, in her mindset, she just views runners just need to run straight and like bulldoze them. And I'm like,
sure.
No. She's like, why is he going like this? I'm like, Janie, watch this. Like, I think in the span, he broke 3 or 4 tackles in the span of just like this. It was crazy. He's just very elusive. People can't get their hands on him. He's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about the game, guys. So, I mean, I felt like the Huskers dominated most of the game. Okay. And again, we talked about the defense. The defense was leaky. It felt like UCLA was running the ball pretty well between Iamaleava and their run game. But like the defense bowed up when they needed to, right? So they forced a 3 and out to start the game. We get the ball, go down and score 7-0. Then UCLA had that really long drive. What was it, like 17 plays, 10-minute drive or something crazy like that?
96-yarder?
Yeah. And so then it's 7-7, and it was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. And then we come back down and score again, right? So then we're up 14-7, and then the defense like buttoned it up for the rest of the half. And we put together one more scoring drive, and it's 21-7 at half. And then come out of halftime, we score again. So the Husker offense scored 4 times on its first 4 possessions. We were 4 for 4 with 4 touchdowns on our first 4 possessions. That got you into the, into the first drive of the second half. So it's 28-7. And I feel like we are going to run away with this thing. For real. Some UCLA fans headed for the exits after we went up 28-7.
I would.
Yeah. It was like,
over.
It was early third quarter.
Yeah.
So I'm just and let's look at this here. I'm going to look at the drive by drive or the play by play here. So at that point it's 28-7, and then UCLA responded with a touchdown. So it's 28-14, and you're like, And then we have our next 2 possessions. We went punt. So it's 28-14. We have to punt. Then the defense forces a punt. Then we have to punt again. And then UCLA had a 12 play drive to make it, and they scored a touchdown to make it 28-21. Here's what was key for me, guys, and here's what was different for me. We had to punt, so they score 28-14, then they force a punt, so they get the ball back. And there was plenty of time there. At this point, there was 4:27 left in the third quarter. So to me, that was a really key stop for the defense. And that was the one, I think that was on the third down play. Deshaun Singleton got all up in Iamaleava's business and deflected the pass. That was the last play of the drive. So that was the fake punt one too.
Yeah.
That was the fake punt one. That was that whole
that they got still after they called the timeout.
Yeah. And when they called the timeout, my Michael boy, shout out to 11, he'll be 11 tomorrow, 11-year-old Michael boy. He was like, they're going to fake it here. They're going to fake punt it here. And they fake punt it and they got it. But then we forced, like they didn't get another first down after that. To me, that's a really critical stop. If they go down and get a touchdown there and it's 28-21 and it's not even the fourth quarter, suddenly it's a ball game. And it like that would have felt really uneasy. And then the other key thing, so then they kick it to us and we ended up punting, but we at least got, a couple first downs. Yeah, we got a couple first downs. Took some time off the clock, and we end up punting with 11:33 left in the game, left in the fourth quarter. And so I think a couple key things here. UCLA did go down and get a touchdown, but we made them. They got the ball with 11:28 left in the fourth quarter, and they didn't score until 4:54. Okay, so we made them earn it. There were several third downs there where we could have, would have, should have gotten off the field. So that was frustrating. And then the other key thing, guys, we get the ball with, almost 5 minutes left, 4:47. And we get three first downs to ice the game.
Yeah.
So several of those things,
baby.
It just feels like we haven't done when they scored to make it 28-14, I feel like past Nebraska teams would have let the floodgates open and the other team would have scored like 5 more times or something.
Right.
Or we're clinging to a lead and we get the ball with almost 5 minutes left.
And we go 3 and out.
And give them the ball back. And then suddenly the home crowd's into it. And they've got the ball late with a chance to tie.
Yep.
Previous Nebraska teams have not buttoned it up. So John Butler's defense this year is not perfect. And it's ugly at times. And they have to address the run defense in the offseason and fill in the blank. But they made key stops when they needed to. And the defense is doing enough to keep us in these games. And finally, the offense did enough to win us this game. Thought that was a lot of talking on my part. Thoughts on all that?
You're 100% correct, though. Like, it seems to me that this has probably been the case for a while, though, that we're just going to have to outscore our opponents now. I mean, that sounds obvious, right? But our offense is just going to have to keep scoring because, we had that game in the bag, like you said, and people were heading for the exits, and then all of a sudden it's 28-21. And when you said we needed a nice long drive at the end there, my thought went to the exact same thing you said was, when was the last time we were able to do that? Like, I was expecting us to just go out the gate and get a 3 and out and give the ball right back to them. So it looks like unless we can tighten up the run defense, we're just going to have to score as many touchdowns as we had and give. Is 28 points against UCLA. If you told me that beforehand, I would have said we just beat the living hell out of these guys, which we did. Or is a little bit non-reflective how the game actually went. But I agree with you, TJ. We usually don't do what we typically do and have nice long drives like that. So go off. They need to keep going.
Are you, Jeff, are you saying that if we score more than the other team?
Yes, that's precisely. I know, it's crazy, right? You score more points and we win the damn game. It's nuts. I know.
I think we're starting to see, and if maybe we already have, but I think we've got a full on, like, the culture is there. Like, the culture has been flipped.
Yeah.
It's the old Bobby Bowden thing. I don't know how many times I've said it this year, but you win. It's the old thing. You lose big, then you lose close, then you win close. We're in the win close phase right now. Like, the losing close games thing really does feel like I'm not saying it's over, knock on wood. I don't want to do that, but I feel like we've won more than we've lost this year. I mean, maybe I know USC, Michigan were both 1-score losses, but I mean,
I'm just looking at this, Matteo. We got four 1-score wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're 4-2 in 1-score games. If that's how many you've had, 6 total.
Yeah.
My math is correct.
So
we kind of have gotten that monkey off our back, at least for now. It feels like.
If you want to,
so now it's win a 1-score game in a game you're not supposed to win. Right.
Yeah, right.
Now
exactly.
if you go beat Iowa in a
1-score
game, and then I think we can safely say, okay, the losing close games narrative is done and shot and killed.
I think you can say that you're right on. The culture has changed. You think about it. So, what were our main complaints pre-Matt Rule era? There was the close games that we're always losing. We've checked that off for the most part. We're doing a good job of that. Special teams sucked ass for a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that under control. Arguably, they're the best part about the team right now. We've knocked that out. We're bowl eligible for the 2nd year in a row. We've knocked that monkey off our back now too. Like you said, if we can just beat a ranked team or a team that we're not supposed to, we have checked off, I think, every single complaint we've had about the program pre-Matt Rule. So we always talk about the leap. We are, maybe it's not a leap this year, but we definitely are. If you just want to go by stats, we're heading in the right direction. Completely agree.
Yeah. Well, and this was just it's a huge win, guys, because
had to have it.
We needed it bad. It's a team, I think, they started off 0-4. They fired their head coach, and everybody's like, okay, this is a dumpster fire. And then under the interim head coach, they
3 Big Ten wins.
They have to run off 3 wins in a row in the Big Ten, and suddenly it's like, and we knew they had more talent than 0-4. We knew they were better than that, but it was like, are they just a total disaster this year? And then they lost to Indiana right before they played us, but Indiana's beaten everybody, and so it was like, Nico Iamaleava led a team to the playoff last year, right? And so, I guess the point is they have some talent. They're a decent team. But it was just so important to bounce back after USC. 7 wins is the most regular season wins we've had now since 2016. And they just have a chance to finish strong now. I think we talked about this. If they can beat Penn State, either of Penn State or Iowa, I think, especially with Raiola out, I think 99% of fans will consider that 8-4 a success.
Definitely.
If they somehow win them both, I don't think you're gonna have too many fans upset about anything.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No. It's a leap, then, in my opinion.
So this is funny, guys. I feel like we're going to go to the same place, Jeff. But we're in Pasadena yesterday, and there's some great college football on, right? So, and we were there with a buddy of ours, Nick R, and his family. We never share last names unless people want to. But a longtime buddy of ours, and his wife and one of his boys was there, and so we're like, and my boys are like, we want to watch a lot of college football today. I'm like, I mean, you're singing, you're singing to me. You're singing to me, boy.
Did you shed a single tear?
Yeah. But we were like, all right, let's get out and like get these kids some fresh air. So we walked around, we found a place to have breakfast. We went to a park. We went to the pool, right? We were just kind of hanging out all day. And then it was like, let's go watch some football. So by like 11 something, we're watching the Penn State Indiana game. Okay. What a battle, by the way, for anybody who watched that.
Hell of a game.
Fun game.
What an incredible game. Indiana scored a touchdown with 35 seconds left to take the lead on one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Wild.
Probably.
It broke, Gus Johnson.
Yeah.
Like trying to call that.
Yeah, he went through puberty on that touchdown.
Touchdown. I think he died right there in the booth, just passed away right there.
Well, but then Penn State almost went down and kicked a game-tying field goal, like they had a shot there. But it's funny because our group of guys, to bring it back to Husker football, we're all texting. We would all love to see Indiana lose. Everybody wants to see Curt Cignetti lose. But what's better for Nebraska football? Like, that was a back-breaking, soul-crushing loss for Penn State, who we play in 2 weeks. That's probably better for
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Better for us, yeah,
for sure.
And so then, fast forward, we watch all of the Oregon-Iowa game, which was just played in some ugly, disgusting Big Ten weather in Iowa City. Just disgusting.
Almost as disgusting as the town itself. I wouldn't expect anything more. That's the weather that just describes Iowa City to me.
All of Iowa, Jeff. All of Iowa.
The entire state, yeah.
All of Iowa.
Wet, muddy, gross, cold, gray.
So that one too, there was no equivocation there. Everybody wanted the Iowa to lose.
Mm-hmm.
That one too, Iowa scores late to take a 16-15 lead. They initially look like they have the 2-point conversion. Upon review, the guy's feet are out of bounds. So now all Oregon's got to do is go down and get a field goal. And Oregon had a couple minutes. They had more than 35 seconds.
Yeah.
That by the way, that throw from Dante Moore. They got a little further into field goal range, but that kind of got them to field goal range. Incredible. Yeah. Amazing. An incredible catch too in the rain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was huge. But that one was funny, guys, because we're sitting in the lobby of the hotel and there are both Husker fans and UCLA fans watching that game. And everyone universally cheered when Oregon kicked the game-winning field goal. And you could just at least on the Husker fan side.
It's a national thing.
It's a national thing. But on the Husker fan side in particular, everyone just wanted Iowa to feel pain.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wanted. And I hope they did. I hope it hurt a lot. And the Oregon fans apparently the Oregon players went and taunted. Maybe it was the Iowa student section, or maybe it was some Iowa fans. I don't really know what they did. I didn't see exactly what happened. But as long as they were taunting Iowa fans, I hope it hurt even more.
Yeah.
Generally, for any children, listen, we support sportsmanship on this program, but there are some exceptions.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know,
some Iowa person tweeted out just like a classless move. You would never see Iowa players do this. And Husker accounts and Husker media are tweeting that Remember when the Iowa kicker was like doing the pistols after he hit the game winner out of the sideline and doing
the shushing?
Yeah. You know, so like just save it. Like just say like this typical Iowa crap too right there. Like we win with integrity and we do this and like give me a damn break. Give me
they're
some of the
always,
whiniest babies.
They're always holier than thou.
Yeah.
And then like their guys are sort of classlessly taking pot shots after the game last year, referring to Raiola as Mahomes Jr. and different stuff.
Yeah.
But then they always play this holier than thou stuff about, Nebraska wouldn't shake our hands, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, God, TJ.
TJ.
Oh, God, we lost him.
That's that city air.
We lost him.
He's got that's that California smog in your lungs.
Woo! That's right. Yeah, I got the LA smog in my
Oh, my God.
Had to get out of there.
He's still going down. But just to be clear,
could you guys just talk while I'm coughing? Please just talk.
Talk amongst yourselves. Just to be clear, everybody, TJ is a closeted Oregon fan, so I'm not surprised that he was very happy
married
about
to
the
a
outcome
duck.
of that game. Yeah. He's still technically an Oregon fan. He's got some allegiance there.
Oh, happy wife, happy life.
I'm married to a duck, Jeff. Oh, were you pulling for Iowa, Jeff? Why don't you share with the common fans?
Yeah.
I was just pointing that out. That's all I'm saying. No, I wasn't rooting for Iowa. Are you crazy? What the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah.
That's a hell of an accusation to make.
Well, you're the one playing with fire, pal.
I'm leaving again. I'm done. Bye.
Good.
I'm out of here.
All right. See ya.
That's fine. See you later. Put him backstage.
No, but that's fun. That's fun when you have like a unifier of people just not wanting Iowa to win.
Yeah, that was great.
Always a common cause.
Because really, it's really. I'm thinking back to like the BCS days, and like you can't help but think like, gosh, the Big Ten would probably rather have Oregon win this game than Iowa. And if you're talking about CFP and all those things, like nobody wants Iowa in the CFP except for Iowa.
No,
nobody. It's definitely a unifier. I will never go political, but if there was a way that the country could like unify, I think it would be if they like, can the USA as a country play Iowa in football? Can we like make a USA team? I think that would unify the country.
You may be right on that, Jeff. Some Iowa Twitter account tweeted something about how they're 3 plays away from being 9-0 and number 1 in the country.
How hilarious!
And I retweeted and commented, I can actually identify with this level of delusion, and I sort of admire it, or something like that. Like that's kind of like that's like
they would make Husker for.
That's Husker fan levels of delusion,
right?
Like that's we're 9 plays away from having beaten Iowa every time we played them in the last 10 years. Like it's just like.
Yeah, the best 3-9 team in history was 9 plays away from being undefeated.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. But man, guys, highly recommend the Rose Bowl. Just
pretty cool.
Beautiful, iconic setting. It's kind of old school and simple in a way. Like it doesn't have a lot of newfangled bells and whistles like some newer stadiums, but that's part of the charm, I think.
Yeah.
And just beautiful. Like we got there about an hour and a half before game time, and there was like we kind of walked around, and there was like a sponsored, I think it was like UCLA sponsored, but it was big, and there was a lot of Husker fans in there. Different like there were games for kids, and there was a bar for adults, and it was all outside. And so the sun's going down in the San Gabriel Mountains, and I mean, it was by the time we got in the stadium, it was dark and you couldn't even see the mountains. But it was just so beautiful. I said to my wife, I was like, we should just pick a game at the Rose Bowl I don't care who's playing, and just go once a year, because it's such an incredible, majestic college football setting, and nobody goes to UCLA games, so you can always get tickets. Right? Like
they probably got to cut 2 or 3 games a year where they got a really solid, ranked opponent coming in, and you could easily go watch a ranked team play UCLA.
Yeah.
Well, all the kids last night were like, because the whole like up, I don't know if the upper deck or the upper seating area on both sides is covered in this, like, it's like a Jumpman Nike branded.
Yeah.
It's like UCLA football, UCLA Bruins or something. Yeah. On both sides. It's a bunch of seats that are just covered up.
Janie noticed that.
They don't even come remotely close to having enough people to sit up there to fill their stadium. And the boys were like, what is that, Dad? I don't understand this, Dad.
Those are seats.
Like, those are seats.
Yeah.
Son, this is what they do at UCLA. No one's here. Because they don't matter, and they're not relevant.
It is
kind of sad, but just great just so great for the Huskers to get the win. It's so great to get to 7-3.
Yep.
Yes, sometimes when I'm laying in bed at night, I think about the USC loss or the Michigan loss, and I get angry. But for the most part, like anyone, like, yes, I know Husker fans want more and they want it faster, but at this point, you can't argue that it's not getting better.
Right.
And there are some things
Numbers back it up.
There are some things he's going to have to do to go from good to great. And I think it's open question if he can do that. I mean, it's fair to say that's an open question.
But he's willing to try.
Exactly. I think he's going to turn over every stone on that journey, on the way to doing that. So it feels pretty dang good. Pretty exciting to think about what kind of bowl game we're going to go to.
Yeah.
And now this bruised and battered team gets a week off. Bye weeks are never fun, but these guys need it really badly. And then we go into Happy Valley against what is hopefully just a broken, beaten down
depressed,
Penn State team.
Sad.
Hope so.
I'll be watching very closely. I'll be watching their game against Michigan State next weekend or this coming weekend. That's a game they should absolutely win. Mm-hmm. But coming after that heartbreak loss to Indiana, I would love to see them lose that. And then if they lose that, they're officially out of bowl contention.
They've lost 6 straight, right? Penn State. I think they started 3-0 and they lost their first game to Oregon and they haven't won since.
Boy,
if that's true, that's
another sick and twisted part of this awful 10 years of Nebraska football is that I take pleasure in everyone else's pain.
Well, you just want them to feel the pain that you felt all these years, TJ.
Yeah, exactly.
It's human nature. It's human nature, General.
Okay,
that's me every Saturday when Nebraska loses. I want everyone to lose.
You're right, Matteo. So
I've graduated from I'm not going to watch any other games to I'm going to watch the other games because I want everyone else
for them to go down.
Yeah, they lost. This feels like a Nebraska cursed type of season. They lost 30-24 in double overtime to Oregon. They lost to UCLA 42-37. They lost to Northwestern 22-21. They lost to Iowa 25-24. Two one-point losses in a row. Oh. Then they lost to Ohio State 38-14. That was close at halftime. That game was, and then Ohio State pulled away. And then they lost to Indiana. They had that game won. They lost 27-24. So this is like a last 10 years of Nebraska.
And it's not like they've given up. Like, they're going through those score. How many? There's 2 or 3 like 1-score games in there. A couple of 1-point games. Like, it's not like they just are like, you know what, screw this.
And as we said many times, I want to get to the point where Nebraska plays the best teams and we expect to beat the best teams. In the meantime, if they could give up before they play us, that'd be fine. That would also be fine.
We want them half dead hanging off the gurney.
Exactly. Exactly.
Life support.
Now it's our turn for our shot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, boys, should we do reasons for optimism, reasons for concern?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anybody want to start?
I'll go. I think the reason for optimism is I'm going to steal from Jeff because he's going to say TJ Lateef, guys.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I've been saying it all along. Like, you get a quarterback in there that's a threat to run. You can start opening up the offense a little bit.
You have been saying that. You're the one who's been saying that
right now. I scoff at all of this. It's a joke.
Hashtag belief in Lateef. That was, because I said give the kid a whole week to prepare. And I think he's no like schlub. Like the guy was an Elite 11 4-star quarterback. Like, he can play. He's from Cali, So, but having that, and TJ, you've been saying it. I know Jeff, you said it. In last night, and I'm like, God, they're totally right. And I knew this too. But you see it in a real game, and it's like clicks, right? We had a 1st and 10, and we called a pass. Lateef drops back, doesn't wait too long, and nobody's open. I'm gonna go. And he gets 7 yards and gets out of bounds, and you're 2nd and 3. That is massive.
On schedule.
That is massive. And Devin Gardner and Timmy B even last night were like, well, now you got the whole playbook. It's 2nd and 3, and Dana's got the whole playbook open, and they're totally right. Like, it's just such a difference maker. And I, for the record, I don't want a quarterback that we're going to be calling 15 design runs for a game. I want a guy that when things break down, he's able to make something happen with his legs. Because a lot of times you have the guy that you're calling the design runs for, he's probably not as good at throwing the ball when you really need to throw the ball. So I much prefer the type of guy that Lateef seems to be. That's like, yeah, he can do a design run or 3 or 4 a game, but he's athletic enough to make something happen when things break down. That's exactly what I want, and I think will be very, very beneficial to Nebraska moving forward.
Well,
as long as he's playing quarterback.
I think this can be. We're going to stick with Lateef, and this can be my reason for optimism too.
Yep.
To your point, Matteo, he's not necessarily a run first guy. He's not. And all love to Tommy Armstrong, who was just full of heart and
warrior,
passion.
competitive
warrior. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But it felt like maybe like you never knew what you were going to get when he threw the football, and
Right.
sometimes it was great, and sometimes it wasn't. Lateef feels like a guy who can make most or all of the throws, but adds that running component. And so we're not going to do it right now. We're not going to do it today.
It's coming.
And we'll see how the next 2 games go and the bowl game goes. There's a conversation that's going to have to be had here. And part of that conversation is if there are things that Dylan does better than Lateef, which there probably are, how much is that running component worth compared to those other things that Dylan does better? In my opinion, it's worth a lot.
Yeah.
And again, I know we're not dancing on the fact that Dylan's out for the year. He is a warrior. He battles. He does a lot of good things for Husker football. He's a leader of this team, all those things. I'm just saying, we all know if Lateef keeps it up like he did at the Rose Bowl on Saturday night, November 8th, year of our Lord, 2025, that conversation is coming. It's coming from Omaha to Scotts Bluff, from West Point to what's something south, McCook, something to McCook. I'm jumping all over the place. That conversation is coming in every coffee shop in Nebraska. And I don't think it's going to, we'll see.
But Nebraska fans, we've been here before where there's like a little bit older, more experienced guy. And then a new guy comes in. And you're like, well, wait a minute. This new guy is really good. It's not the first time. It's not our first rodeo with this situation. And it's quite honestly, it's refreshing. Like, guys, I said this before we started recording. When's the last time we went through a whole season with a starting quarterback playing every single game? Good luck. Good luck figuring it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. So to have, if we can have the luxury of having 2 guys that are fully capable, even maybe better than capable, like that'd be amazing. It's just a matter of, in this day and age, trying to convince one of the guys that could be starting anywhere to stay.
So that can lead us to an area of concern. Sorry, Jeff, you haven't even gone yet. That can lead us to an area of concern, which is.
Why don't you just sit this one out, actually, Jeff?
Jeff,
everything you said, you stole all my talking.
Okay. Gonna put him backstage. An area of concern is Lateef or Raiola, whoever looks like they're leading for the job in 2026. Does the other guy want to go? Because some people on Twitter. Did you put him back? I didn't put him back.
I put him back.
You stole everything I was going to say, you bastard. You stole everything I was going to say.
Get him back there.
Get him back backstage.
He came in too hot.
Like one of those guys could bolt, right? So we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But like you said, Matteo, if presumably Lateef knew he was coming, and he knew he was going to sit behind Dylan as long as Dylan was there.
Right.
And he was planning to be the guy after that, presumably. And he was still willing to do it. So there's probably more dynamics to this, and humans are complicated people. And there's probably a lot more to this than we know. But for now, let's just celebrate the fact that our backup quarterback has to play and the season isn't over.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah.
There you go.
That should be celebrated.
Yeah. Jeff, do you have anything for reasons for concern or reasons for optimism?
Well, the optimism, obviously, you guys covered it all for real. TJ Lateef, how well he looked yesterday. Concern-wise, I think I talked about it just a few minutes ago, but it would just be nice if, like, can we just beat a team that's not like a Houston Christian type team? Can we just beat somebody and knock them out of it and not have to worry about them potentially coming back? Like, it would just be nice. When we were up 28-7, like, again, close the book on this game, we're done. Can we have that actually happen for once? I just feel like every time we think we have everything under control, we let these shits just creep right back into it. It would just be awesome if I could watch a game comfortably for once in my life when we're playing conference play. It would just be nice. That's all.
That's a really good one. That's such a good point.
It's coming. It'll happen.
I think it's coming.
Yeah.
I hope
figuring out how to win. That's the step one.
Yeah.
Figure out how to win the close ones, and then once you figure that out, we're off and running.
I'll give you a reason for concern, and I'm going to vomit saying this.
Oh God!
But I watched Iowa play yesterday, and
don't you?
We probably have more skill talent than them,
without question.
Our strengths and weaknesses do not match up well with what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Like they might be able to just run
Hold
the ball
an entire
for
quarter,
like 6 yards a carry all game, and like hopefully again we just said the offensive line has been playing much better, and Emmett continues to carry this team, and then now you've got the threat of a running quarterback, so we'll see. But and also like they're not an explosive offense no matter what. You have to assume the Black Shirts will get some stops. But I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, a Husker fan, and we were the better team last year. We outplayed them in every phase of the game in 2024, and it makes me so angry that we didn't get that win. And now we have to play them with Keona Davis, Williams Nwaneri, Cade Petrak, whatever his name is,
Petchak.
Petchak, all those guys. We have so much young talent on the defensive line. I'm so excited about those guys. They're just not there yet. Like they're not totally there yet, right? Yeah. Vincent Shavers is a bullet back there. So there's young talent on this defense, but we know they were not as dominant stopping the run as they have been the last couple of years because we lost Nash and Ty and Jamari Butler and all these guys. Hopefully between the young guys maturing and adding a couple of transfer portal guys, they can button it up going into next year. But it just makes me just an area of concern. Maybe I'm borrowing trouble.
Let's worry about Penn State first, General.
There you go. Yep.
Let's heal up next week. Then let's worry about Penn
1 week
State.
at a time.
We can talk about it. This is a lifetime away. The Iowa game's a lifetime away.
You're right. That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. And a lot can happen. They gotta go play out at USC.
Yeah. Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be really interesting to watch.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting. Yeah. It's got real different philosophies and strategies of those two programs, those two schools.
Yeah. All right.
We'll figure it out.
You guys got anything else? Reasons for optimism, reasons for concern?
I am no, I don't have anything. I'm concerned about Jeff.
Don't be concerned about me.
I'm always concerned about
Focus
Jeff.
on yourself, Matt. You too. I'm talking to you too, General. Focus on yourself. I was right. You all are wrong. I know what I'm talking about. Bend the knee.
I'm definitely not bending the knee.
There's no knee bending going on, sir.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Bend the knee. Royalty? Kiss the ring? Get out of here.
I'm going to say one thing. It's a big picture. You could call it reason for optimism, or you could just like a big picture reflection. And look, we should never lose the expectation for greatness. Husker football should always strive to get back to being the best in the country. That should never not be the expectation, right? However, that said, we're not there yet. That's not this team. Can we just reflect on where we were 2 years ago at this time, 3 years ago at this time, 4 years ago at this time? Like 10 games into the season, we were either already out of bowl contention or holding our breath, hoping to God we could win 1 or 2 more games, whatever it might have been, just to get to 6-6 in a bowl game. The trajectory is in the right direction under Matt Rule. There are lots of reasons for optimism in terms of the young talent on this team. And I feel as good about Husker football as I have in a long time. Now he's got, again, it's a new age in college football for everybody. Everybody, like, figuring out how to win big now is different than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So he's got to still keep getting there, but he's proved and there's stuff he's got to improve on. We've talked about plenty of that stuff, but it feels like 7-3 never felt so good. Let me put it that way.
Definitely.
It just feels great to be like, it feels like we're playing relevant games, even though we're not in the playoff conversation. It feels like we're still playing relevant games in December or November, and the fan base is totally locked in. Super excited about Lateef, super excited about this young defense, hoping to God Emmett Johnson comes back. Like, there's just a lot to be excited about.
There is. And they are meaningful games. They're meaningful for us. Like, win another one and we're in a pretty good bowl game. Win 2 more and we're in a like really good bowl. Like that's why I'm looking at it. Like, and that's more money for the school, more money for the Big Ten. Not that I care about how much money the Big Ten has, but like, it's exciting time.
Yeah.
Like we went from Pinstripe Bowl last year. What's it called? Is it Pinstripe Bowl?
Pinstripe.
Yeah. Yep.
Pinstripe Bowl, was like, hey, it's a bowl game. Who gives a crap? Now it's like, holy crap, we might be playing on New Year's Day. Like we win 1 more game, we might be playing a New Year's Day bowl game. Like, could you imagine how excited we would have been for that in like 2019, 2020, 2021? Like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And I want to say this. If Husker fans can't be excited about what's going on with our program right now and the talent and the coaching and the development and the culture change, like,
calm down.
I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Like, what do you want? Like, I don't. If you want Indiana and Cignetti, like, that's like, I think TJ, you said that's a unicorn. It's Kurt Cignetti, and what's going on in Indiana never happens. Has never happened. May never happen again. Like, that's how rare that is.
Yeah.
To expect that is delusional and crazy and insane.
Yeah.
Like, I am so excited about Nebraska football, Coach Rule and his staff. Yeah, there's some things to figure out, but he said in his presser last night, it's like, we're like the streets in Lincoln. We're under construction, but it's like, we're under construction and we're winning. So like, it's not perfect, but they're figuring out ways to win. Like we said, they're winning one score, the close games, right? I think it's great.
Yeah.
And a lot of reasons for excitement.
We're keeping our composure in construction. We're not losing our cool and suffering road rage, which I'm sure all of us people in Lincoln recently have. We're keeping our cool and that construction.
Keep our composure.
Jeff doesn't
keep our composure.
Keeping his composure. Guys, one more thing, like sort of a specific thing, but on that drive, the last drive of the game, where we took 447 off the clock or whatever it was to ice the game and win the game, we got 3 first downs to ice the game. Dana called up 2 pass plays, and Lateef did both of them. Right, one of them was a 17-yard completion to, I think, Isaiah Hunter. And so
he had Key on one, I think, too.
Yeah. And so like that was huge too. Like they didn't go into a shell, and Lateef hit the passes when he needed to. Like that's pretty big. That's pretty great. Pretty good. All right, guys. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I got a final thought.
Oh God.
It's a good thing, actually. Janie made some cool. Have you guys ever heard of Shrinky Dinks? Have you ever heard of these before?
This is a family program, Jeff.
Oh,
look at this thing. She made it cool. Kind of like a Christmas ornament. She made that one. It's pretty awesome. So
good job, Janie.
That one. Yeah. She made this one too. There you go. I don't know if you can tell what that is, but she's
I was gonna remove you, but I won't do it because Janie.
She's a big fan. We hung out in the garage last.
So for the listeners who are listening on Apple or Spotify, Jeff held up a Notre Dame Christmas ornament,
which is on this,
which is not, which is
Nebraska one,
which is frowned upon. Yeah.
The board of, you'll be hearing from the board of directors.
He's got plenty of Oregon ones on his tree too.
Hey, Janie will be hearing from the board of directors.
That's right. It should be illegal. It's probably,
I think it is
probably illegal, or at least frowned upon. But then what is it these days? Shout out to Royal Tenenbaum. All right, Common fans. Huskers beat UCLA 28-21 to get to 7-3. We got a much needed bye week before we finish the season at Penn State and then Iowa at home. Vibes are sky high in Husker Nation. It's the TJ Lateef show from here on out, and the Emmett Johnson show. Just enjoy it, Common fans.
Yeah.
Enjoy the hell out of it.
Enjoy the ride.
2 regular season games left. This season's gone fast, by like so fast.
I know.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy. All right, Common fans, we'll be back at you. It's a bye week, so I think we won't be back at you till next week.
Next Monday.
Common fans, be kind to each other. We will be back at you a week from today. In the meantime, as always, GBR for life.
Holy moly! Man, woman, and child did that. Put them in the aisles.
And Nebraska takes the lead.